Okay, it says I'm now live. Let's see how live I am. Okay, let's try this one more time. I'm glad I wasn't trying to show you guys any information. Otherwise, I would have been out of luck. I'm sorry that I have only been on Spreaker, okay? But now I'm live in the Freedom Revolution Network. I'm going to check again to see if I'm on YouTube as well. See, it helps to have me be able to pull up the chat room. Thank you, Pam, for giving us that information. Okay, see if YouTube has me on here. I hope they will. No, they don't. Let me check something here. No, it doesn't appear that YouTube has me on the air yet. That's sad. I guess I'm not on YouTube. Go figure. That's sad. Well, I will just go over to the Freedom Revolution Network chat room. Hello, everybody. I don't know why they are not, they don't have me live. Pam says I am on YouTube now. Okay, let me try it again. Let me refresh that page. Yeah. All right. Let me try it again one other way. Usually when I am on the air and I go over to YouTube, it'll automatically show that I'm on the air and I can click there and be on live. I still don't see myself on YouTube. That's okay. Gosh, that's weird. That is really weird. I honestly thought that I'd just be able to bring it up like I usually have. I don't know why it didn't show me on earlier. No, it's not showing me on. All right, we'll talk anyway. Okay, let me try something. Okay, Marianne, thank you for showing me that. I'm going to open that link right now. So the first hour of my show didn't even make it. Okay, I'm on. I am on live. Okay. Susie says 4 thumbs up, go up now. That's awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate that. If you've had questions of me about the coronavirus thing, you can ask them now, and then we'll talk about earthquakes after that. I apologize for not having the show on video. The first part of the show, I don't know what happened. It said I was fine, and then I find out I'm not even on except on the radio side. So those of you that have missed the first part of the show, you can go over to the Freedom Revolution Network and click on the radio side and pick up this broadcast, and you can hear it. The first hour of the broadcast for the last hour and 15 minutes was devoted to the coronavirus, okay? But we're here, and I have a thumbs up. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate that. Please, we have 15 thumbs up. Please go over there to YouTube and do a bunch of thumbs up. Anybody that can, go over there and give me thumbs up so YouTube will give us greater latitude in their rebroadcast and showing of our program. I would appreciate that. Okay, it's better late than never. Thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate that. There was a fan noise on Spreaker, but none on YouTube. That's interesting. Wow. I apologize for that. That's great. All right. So anybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Let's go over and talk about earthquakes. I definitely want to talk about earthquakes. There's a lot of information that I would like to pass on to you when it comes to earthquakes. And I don't know why. Something happened here. Tried to pull up my earthquake information, and all of a sudden it went to YouTube again. Well, that's weird. That's weird. Now, I need to tell you that we have had quite a few large earthquakes. First off, the latest earthquake is over in Greece, near Paramythia, Greece, Paramythia, Paramythia, Greece. Now, this was a 5.7 earthquake, the same size earthquake as we had here in Salt Lake City just days ago. This earthquake is up in northern Greece, near the western coast, not on the coast, but near the western coast of Greece. Okay, and in fact, I'm going to bring up this USGS map so you'll know where it is. Do something here. Let me do something first here. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure you guys were going to see this map. It's very important. This is Paramythia, Greece, a 5.7 magnitude earthquake, and we just got notified of this earthquake just about within the last 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, Paramythia, Greece. We've also had this earthquake hit approximately it hit just within the last 30 minutes. Okay, hit within the last 30 minutes. It hit at 0049 minutes and 41 seconds UTC. That means 45 minutes after midnight UTC. Okay. If you take it back down, it hit. That doesn't make any sense. That would make it hit at 5 o'clock or 5:49. 5:49. So it hit within the last 5:49 Mountain Time, which doesn't make much sense because right now it's 7:18 p.m. But it just hit. It's in red, meaning it just hit within the last half hour. This other earthquake hit at 3 hours ago over in Greece. Parga, Greece got hit by a moderate 4.6 magnitude earthquake. Now, the USGS is not showing any other earthquakes in this area. I will show you that there are plenty of earthquakes all over that area. Okay, for those of you that would like to know, we've had a total of 214 earthquakes here in Salt Lake City as of 5 p.m. today. 214 earthquakes have hit Salt Lake City since yesterday morning. Okay. Or since a 5.7 hit. Okay, let's go over here to Greece. I will show you where this earthquake hit. This is at Paramythia, Greece. Okay, this is up in northern. They cut down the light on this phone. I'm sorry. This is where Paramythia, Greece is, where you see that white, orange colored dot there. Okay, it's just inland of the Mediterranean up there. This hit at 18:49, which is 6:49 p.m., just approximately 31 minutes ago. 31 minutes ago here in Greece, that hit. This one over on the coast at Parga, Greece, hit at 3:38 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Okay, let me pull up or pull back anyway, zoom out to show you the earthquakes from the Middle East all the way up into Europe here. Okay, this is from the Middle East all the way over into Northern Europe. Okay, going up into Northern Europe here. Plenty of earthquakes, plenty of earthquakes. But the large earthquakes that we've had here, let me bring up this other map. I want to show you the large earthquakes. This one hit over in Paramythia, Greece. We also had another earthquake this morning in Mongolia. In Mongolia, a 5.5 magnitude earthquake hit there. We've also had a 5.7 magnitude earthquake in Xigar, Xegar, China, southern China today, a 5.7. Now we're seeing these 5.7, 5.7, 5.7 earthquakes a lot lately, right? Today we also had a 5.1 magnitude quake off the coast of Kodiak, Alaska. Off the coast of Kodiak, Alaska. This earthquake hit over right near, it hit just south and east of the Aleutian Island chain right here, south and east of there. Let me zoom out here, zoom in, I should say. It hit just east of the Aleutian Island chain. Okay, this hit approximately 168 miles east-southeast of Kodiak. Okay, out at sea, this earthquake did no harm over at Kodiak Island here, Kodiak, Alaska. Okay, as you can see, the only other earthquake that's being reported is in Larsen Bay, Alaska. It was a 2.7. Okay, but that doesn't even do the earthquakes justice in Alaska. This is an accurate reporting of earthquakes in Alaska. As you can see, there's about 40 earthquakes in Alaska today. There's a lot. Now, I want to really quick go over to the Mount Redoubt area. Mount Redoubt has had a 1.9 and a 1.7 magnitude quake today. That's at Mount Redoubt. Okay, so you can, as you can see, we also had, doggone it, they've taken it down. We had a 2.5 magnitude quake up in Kodiak, or not Kodiak, Katavik, Alaska. Katavik is up here on the north shore of Alaska. Katavik had a 2.5 magnitude earthquake today. Okay. We've also had a large earthquake south of the Kermadec Islands today, a 5.4 magnitude earthquake. Okay, now you see this earthquake in blue, south of the Kodiak Islands today. That's happened. We also had a 4.8 moderate earthquake in southern Mexico. A 4.8 moderate earthquake, 11 kilometers, about 7 miles west of Santa Maria Petapa, P-E-T-A-P-A, Petapa, Mexico. Okay, this map does not accurately show all the earthquakes throughout southern Mexico either. Okay, we know that happened. Okay, the other earthquake that I wanted to show you, let me take this map down and show you with my phone. This earthquake happened at Kobuk, Alaska, where we had that large earthquake up here in Kobuk the other day. Now we have a 2.1 magnitude earthquake aftershock of the earthquake that we had up here in Kobuk. Okay, Kobuk continues to get hit a lot. And this was not just the only earthquake that Kobuk had. It actually had 3 earthquakes, a 2.1, a 1.6, and a 2.4. A 2.1, a 1.6, and a 2.4 near Kobuk, Alaska. So Kobuk has had aftershocks as well. Okay, Kobuk had aftershocks today as well. Now, I want to take you down into the Pacific Northwest, then we'll go over and talk about California. Now, before I do that, I want to show you the earthquakes in Southern California from San Francisco south. 50 plus earthquakes there, 50 plus earthquakes down here in the lower part of California, Southern California. Over 100 earthquakes. Plus we have other earthquakes in California as well. Okay, as you can see, we've had 20 plus earthquakes up in the geysers. We've had 50 plus from San Francisco Bay area down, and 20 plus earthquakes after that. We just had 50 there, and they lowered it to 20 plus. Go figure. They knew I was going to show it. Okay, before we go into the Pacific Northwest, we had a minor earthquake just off the northwest coast of Queen Charlotte's Island today. We had a 2.6 magnitude quake off the northwest coast of Queen Charlotte's Island today. Okay, so we know that the seismic energy is moving south down the North American continent. Let's go over to the Pacific Northwest now. Sequim, Washington. Sequim, Washington in the Puget Sound had a 0.61 magnitude earthquake. Sequim, Washington. South of there, we had a 0.58 minor quake at Belfair, Washington. Belfair, Washington is having earthquakes there. And I don't know why it just did that. There we go, I just separated the earthquakes out. But Belfair has been having quite a few earthquakes in that area. Now, Packwood, Washington, a 0.18 magnitude earthquake. That I had a telephone call come in from a 888 number. Don't know what it was. South of Mount Rainier, 15 miles west northwest, it says a Packwood, we had a 0.18 magnitude earthquake. Okay, this is southwest of Mount Rainier. I should say that again. There's Mount Rainier, this is southwest of Mount Rainier. Okay, minor earthquake there. It's different not to get an earthquake that is hit on the mountain itself, on the volcano. However, let's go over to Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens got hit again. Let's start up here at the summit. Okay, let's start at the summit. Right smack dab in the crater. Right at the summit of the volcano, in the crater, we see a minus 0.44 magnitude earthquake right next to the plug. So the plug of the volcano got hit. Just off the west flank of the volcano, a minus 0.45 magnitude earthquake hit. That only means it was above sea level here on the western flank, just below the summit. Now you see this other one on the north side, up in the foothills of the volcano. Let's look at it. It's off the northwest side. We have a 0.01 magnitude earthquake, a tremor at the base of Mount St. Helens. So Mount St. Helens had 3 seismic events. Darn this oxygen, it dries me out. So we had 3 events at Mount St. Helens, but that's not all. West and south of there, Ariel, Washington, 1.79. Oh, darn it. Ariel, Washington, a 1.79 magnitude earthquake. West of there, also another 1.15 near Ariel, Washington. So Ariel, Washington had 2 quakes today. Okay. We just had another minor earthquake here here in that same area, another aftershock, a 2.6 magnitude quake just hit here in Salt Lake City. This one hit, and we had another one hit, a 2.6, just 1 minute ago. So we've had 2 earthquakes, 2 minor 2.6 earthquakes within 1 minute of each other here in Salt Lake City. Like I said yesterday about these, and I think I said it early on, excuse me, when I told you that we had had 214 quakes as of 5 o'clock today. They continue hitting. They will hit for days and months. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm fine. Got plenty of sleep last night. Good sleep. But we will continue to have aftershocks here in Salt Lake for months and possibly even up to a year or more. So that should be noted too. So that's what happened in Washington today. Before I leave the Pacific Northwest, I want to go over to Kennewick, Washington, over in the east side of Washington, a 1.61 magnitude earthquake in Kennewick. Okay, Kennewick, Washington. Now let's go over to Yellowstone before we leave the northern part of the United States. Let's go take a look at Yellowstone here. Up in Butte, Montana, we had a 1.68 magnitude quake. Butte, Montana. Almost directly west in Lima, Montana, we had a 0.87. And directly east of there, we had a 0.76, 13 miles northeast of West Yellowstone, and another earthquake, a 0.22 magnitude earthquake directly in West Yellowstone today. A direct hit in Yellowstone today. Okay, so we've had 4 earthquakes in Yellowstone that they are telling us about. Okay, that they're telling us about here. And you see the 10 plus here in Salt Lake City. 10 plus here in Salt Lake City. Now I'm going to tap that out so I can show you exactly what we have here. We have 7 earthquakes off to the side of the 10 plus. Let's tap on the 10 plus earthquakes. I know we've had quite a number of earthquakes today. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 earthquakes in Salt Lake City today. 19 earthquakes in Salt Lake City today. All these earthquakes that you see here, this swarm of quakes is over in Magna, Utah. Magna, Utah. However, if you see these earthquakes to the east of Magna, those are in what they call West Valley, Utah. And you see some water tanks here, 4 water tanks, okay? That is in West Valley, Utah, just east of Magna. Just east of Magna. One there, well, actually, there's one, that one earthquake was just in East or West Valley, and these others are all in Magna. So we've had 19 earthquakes today in Salt Lake City. And those numbers probably won't vary much over the next few days or even the next week. Okay, over near the highway, over near Interstate 80, I want to show you these 2 earthquakes. One 1.73 and the other is 0.86. Both of them in Magna and both of them right next to Interstate 80 here. Interstate 80 goes all the way up into Wyoming, and it goes over into San Francisco Bay Area. But they're literally right next to the highway. Literally right next to the highway. So that's what's going on there. I was told by the news media this morning that the Salt Lake Airport had opened up about noon the day of the earthquake. They started flying people in and out of Salt Lake City Airport. The FAA brought in a mobile control tower until they finished assessing exactly what firm damage happened to the FAA control tower at the Salt Lake City Airport. Also, the Department of Transportation here in the state of Utah and the Utah State Highway Patrol have finished their bridge checking assessment, and there's been one bridge that was closed and closed indefinitely right now until crews finish assessing the possible damage. It was a flyover bridge that accesses the Midvale, Utah area, and that's just north of where I live. That flyover bridge is about 4 miles north of where I live, but that flyover bridge ramp was closed because of cracks on that bridge. The rest of the roadways are pretty much deemed safe. The light rail trains are also on time, running normal schedules. They checked the train rails and found them to be compatible with standards, and so that's what they're doing there. Let's go down and talk about other earthquakes in California, okay? Because there are other earthquakes to talk about. Well, before we go to California, let's go to Oregon, okay? We had a 0.60 over in Oregon today. This was in Lowell, Oregon, just south and west of there in Yoncalla, Oregon. We had a 1.37. Yoncalla, Oregon, a 1.37. And south of there in New Hope, Oregon, we had a 0.88 magnitude earthquake there. So that's what's going on. We see seismic energy transferring out of the Pacific Northwest and going down into Oregon, okay? You'll notice we have an earthquake right here at the Triple Junction again. Let's take a look at the Triple Junction earthquake. This happened over right next to the shore of Ferndale, California. There was a 2.5 and a 1.67 magnitude earthquake. Okay, a 2.5 and a 1.67 magnitude earthquake near Ferndale, California. Okay, Petrolia, California is right here. Ferndale is just up north of there. You see the Gorda Escarpment right here. You see the Gorda Escarpment going out to sea here, the Cascadia Subduction Zone, and you see the San Andreas Fault that goes from there all the way south through the state of California and also down along the coastline of Mexico. Okay, so let's continue south. We have another earthquake today up in Redwood Valley, California, 1.607. Over here in the geysers, the man-made geothermal site where they generate electricity. That had another bunch of earthquakes there today at the geysers. Let's go east to Truckee, California. We see a 0.10 earthquake. Truckee, California, and over in Carson City, Nevada. Carson City, Nevada, 3 miles east-northeast of Indian Hills, Nevada, we have a 5.0 earthquake. Okay, now this is significant. This is significant. Again, there's been a power transfer, a seismic power transfer from the west coast of California that has gone east to near Carson City, Nevada. Carson City being the capital of Nevada. 2 earthquakes east of there, one in Schurz, Nevada, a 1.10, and one in Yerington, Nevada, a 2.0. Okay, that was east of there. Let's go down to Mammoth Mountain. We had some earthquakes down here at Mammoth Mountain today. We had a 0.13 above sea level, a 0.31, and a 0.16 at Mammoth Mountain. Mammoth Mountain is a volcano. Okay. We have out there, we have 10 plus earthquakes, about 15 earthquakes, I believe it was, over here in Longs Valley, east of Mammoth, Longs Valley caldera. Longs Valley caldera. Okay. These were minor earthquake, 0.8, 0.8, 0.1. And these are a swarm of earthquakes. I just wanted to show you that too. Swarm of earthquakes, 0.12, 1.12. Mena, Nevada, 0.7, 2.10, Hawthorne, Nevada. Longs Valley caldera, folks. Longs Valley. Okay, that's what happened there. We showed you the earthquakes over in Mammoth. Let's go south. Actually, let's go south and west. Coors Gold, California, 1.23. That's south and west. Mariposa, California, another name you probably heard of. I'm sorry. Mariposa, California, had a 1.78 magnitude quake. Down along the San Andreas Fault, the earthquake capital of California, Parkfield, California, today at a 0.91. Parkfield, California. South of there, Fraser Park, California, and Ojai, O-J-A-I, Ojai, California, a 1.34, right near the San Andreas Fault, just west of the fault. Okay, we see 20 plus earthquakes over here in the desert. Cozo Junction, a 1.27 and 1.44 at Cozo. And then we have more earthquakes trailing down the desert, trailing down through the desert. Little Lake, California here. Then down here, these are also Little Lake earthquakes. Okay, we go south to Ridgecrest, 0.48 Ridgecrest. Inokern, California, 1.97. Searles Valley. Look at all the earthquakes in Searles Valley. They continue, folks. They continue. I continue to pull up the map here. Goes down to Kernville, California, 0.95 there. Okay. Let's go over here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Let's go down. Well, before I zoom out, Enterprise, Nevada, a 0.7. Going down into Lucerne Valley, Ludlow, California, 1.12. Lucerne, 1.46. Let's go down here to the San Andreas Fault. Loma Linda. Loma Linda, Calamasa, California. Can you say Glen Avon? Glen Avon, California. Remember last year when they had all of those swarms of earthquakes around Glen Avon and Loma Linda? They've tried not to say Glen Avon anymore. They really have. Now, folks, I just came up. This earthquake in Carson City, this earthquake in Carson City, Nevada. It happened at 7:33 Mountain Time. So this earthquake just hit about 15 minutes ago. This Carson City earthquake hit 15 minutes ago. I'm going to show you that. This earthquake right here, pointing to, just happened 15 minutes ago, just outside of Carson City, Nevada. We've had another earthquake just now over in Magna, Utah, 2.6. Like I said, Magna, Utah is going to get hit for weeks, months, and probably even a year, maybe longer. Okay. Let's continue going down through the state of California again. The USGS is not telling the full story here. So we had earthquakes over in Banning, California, Marengo, California, over near Glen Avon. Gosh, I wish they wouldn't do that. They keep pulling earthquakes off there. It keeps going into multiples. Okay. Let's drop down even further south. Idlewild, California, and the Anza Gap. We have a small swarm developing over, that have developed over near Idlewild and the Anza Gap here. Okay, we're starting to get closer to San Diego County. Again, the Anza Gap. Let's drop into northeast San Diego County. Borrego Springs was hit today. Borrego Springs, northeast San Diego County, is 0.51. Further over in Julian, California, the Apple capital of San Diego was hit by a 0.88 and a 0.56. The Apple capital of San Diego, Julian, it's up in the foothills of the Chocolate Mountains. South and west of there, Rancho San Diego, California was hit by a 1.47. Rancho San Diego, California, 1.47 there. It's just east of Ramona, California. And that, Ramona, California, is just about 8 miles east of where I used to live in Poway, California. Okay, so that's there. Ensenada, Baja, Mexico. Before I continue in the Imperial Valley, Ensenada, Baja, Mexico had a 1.83 today. Ensenada. Okay, we talked about Julian. Let's talk about Ocotillo, California. At the top of the mountain, top of the Chocolate Mountains, this one was a 0.78 magnitude earthquake, Ocotillo, California. Okay, let's go over just west of the Salton Sea. We have Salton City getting hit again, a 0.92 magnitude earthquake on the northwest side of the Salton Sea. Let's go down here to the south end and see what happened there. At the Salton Butte volcano. Salton Butte volcano, we're having a 2.10. Yeah, right there in the lake, Salton Butte volcano. Calipatria, California, a 1.89, a 2.05, and a 1.55 earthquake. So 3 earthquakes hit right there at the shore, the south shore of the Salton Sea location, but that's at the Salton Butte volcano. All 3 of these earthquakes, the Salton Butte volcanoes. Okay, now I'm going down here and show you that power plant. Okay, there's our power plant, our geothermal power plant, drawing steam from the Salton Butte volcano to provide power to Imperial Gas and Electric. Okay, that's what they're doing down there. This is just one of a large area that they have out here. This is also part of that complex. And I showed you parts of it yesterday. This is another part of the complex here. You can see the turbines in this picture too. Turbines there, or turbines on the other picture too. Okay, that's all part. It's just like the geysers, folks. They're generating electricity there from the Salton Butte volcano. Okay, and these earthquakes here, they're right in the middle, or excuse me, not right in the middle, right next to that power plant. And they're just minor quakes. They probably didn't even feel that. But out here in the area of the Salton Sea, is at 2.1 there. So 2.1 there, a 2.1 here, and two 0.5, 0.58 magnitude earthquakes. Okay, at the Salton Sea. At the Salton Sea. Now we don't see any more earthquakes over here in El Centro or Holtville or any place else here. There are no earthquakes there. But considering we've had earthquakes right up here at the volcano, it wouldn't be surprising to me to see more earthquakes here in the Imperial Valley around El Centro, Holtville, and that whole area. Okay, wouldn't surprise me in the least. Now, before we end this broadcast, we got 5 more minutes. I want to talk about Oklahoma. There's 3 earthquakes, one in Kansas and the other 2 in Oklahoma. The Kansas earthquake was in Caldwell, Kansas, a 2.44. 2.44 directly south in Crescent, Oklahoma, a 2.6. 2.6 right there. And right here, darn it, right here, this is a 2.09 in Quinton, Oklahoma. Now, all 3 of these are in oil and gas pumping operations. Oil and gas pumping operations. Today, we have no earthquakes in the north or in the eastern United States. There is no earthquakes in Tennessee today, over in the northern part of the New Madrid. There's no other earthquakes going up here on the eastern seaboard, going up into Nova Scotia and that area into Canada. There's nothing there. So that's our report, folks. I know it's been swift and fun, but that's what happened here. Now, I just found an earthquake just on the west side of Greenland. This was a 3.3 at NU, Canada. NU, Canada, up here just west of Greenland. This was a 3.3 magnitude earthquake up there. Over in Iceland, folks. Over at the southwest shore of Iceland, we had a 3.0. A 3.0. So it's been wild. The Azores reported earthquakes. We had earthquakes over in the Canary Islands today, a 2.3 and a 1.9 in the Canary Islands. Like I said, the Azores reported earthquakes today. We had a 3.5. Doggone them. They keep taking them off the map. They had a 3.5, a 4.7. This is at Cabo de San Vicente, a 4.7 magnitude earthquake, a moderate earthquake in the Azores. Okay, just so you know that. All the rest of the earthquakes were down in the south part of Spain, a 2.2, a 1.6. Well, I didn't see this earlier. Early this morning, we had a 3.3 in the Strait of Gibraltar. A 3.3 in the Strait of Gibraltar this morning. Okay, so that's what happened there. It's been a quick tour of the world. We also, and I forgot to tell you about this, there was a earthquake at 3:54 this morning down south of Africa, just south of Africa, on the North Antarctic Fault, the North Atlantic Ridge down here, just south of Africa. Okay. So that area also had a large earthquake, a 5.2 magnitude quake there. Now our newest quake was over in Nevada, near Carson City, Nevada. Okay, that earthquake hit at 7:31 p.m. tonight, and we will be keeping an eye on that whole area tonight, because once that's hit, there's going to be some aftershocks over there in near Carson City. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you. And if anything else happens, we will be back here to deliver it to you as soon as the information becomes available. We thank you for being with us here on Emergency Management Associates. Sorry about the video mix-up. For those of you that want the whole lowdown on what has happened today around the country and everything that's happened with the coronavirus, be sure to join us over on the Freedom Revolution Network show page, where you can find out all the information on the coronavirus that we reported to you. And we will be happy to answer any questions. I will go over to the Freedom Revolution Network after this broadcast is over, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been our pleasure to bring this broadcast to you. God bless you. Do know that we love you. And as Walter Cronkite would say, and that's the way it is. Friday, March 20th. March 20th, 2020. For Emergency Management Associates, this is Ron Tyler. Have a great evening, folks. I'm doggone a stupid thing. I don't know why this is not working tonight. Stand by, folks. I'm going to still do this for you. for joining us. Have a great night.